We're happy with the win. It's always great to win. Building confidence, getting a little better. I thought our guys, one of the issues that we talked about, against Alabama was us getting aligned and recognizing schemes and formations, and we did a much better job of that Saturday night. We didn't get off the field early on third down, which hurt us. Schematically, making a couple adjustments helped us. And we've got to close the door when we have an opportunity to close the door on people. We didn't make some plays when we needed to really make some plays at the end of the game. But I was happy with some of our stops. We had ourselves, they were down in the low red. We came up with a big turnover and a big stop on some key situations early in the game that I was happy with our guys. We've done a pretty good job in that area, in the past 3 games, just coming up with some big stops down in the low red. So it shows the character of your team that they're going to fight all the way till the end.
Early this season, it seemed like Emmanuel Johnson and Ja'Cory's Cotton were kind of leading the way in tackles, and that's not necessarily how you want to, you don't necessarily want your safeties leading in tackles, but like against App State, you got Brian Anderson, Nunez Roaches, Daz McCullum. That more how you want it to be?
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, Brian's getting better and better. Some of the schemes that we were doing, and our safeties are involved in our run fits now. But obviously, when they're breaking it downfield and they're getting involved, that's not a great situation for you. But some of our coverage schemes, we're going to put our safeties in run fits. Holding a 2 shell and dropping them down into 1 high looks. So that's part of the scheme a little bit, but not to the extent of what it was in the first 2 games. So obviously it's much better to see those front 7 guys making plays instead of our safeties.
Aside from the blocked extra point, was there maybe between the blocked field goal, interception, fumble, 1 turnover on defense or special teams you were most proud of on Saturday?
The blocked field goal at the end of the game. You have a chance to let down, a big letdown after an emotional high of us scoring, and then we have an emotional letdown that our guys continue to fight. I think that's a sign of the character of, our leaders of this team. And I think we turned the football over, in the red zone area, right before that, and Daz McCullum comes up with a strip. That's something to really build on as a defense and as a team that, hey, it doesn't matter. Your job is to stop them and take pride in stopping them no matter where you are on the football field.
Both times Southern Miss turned it over, the defense comes on and within a play or 2 takes it right back. I mean, that's not necessarily a point of emphasis, I wouldn't imagine, or was it, get back out there and fall back?
Well, it's, obviously turnovers are a huge emphasis on what you believe in defensively. We work on it every single day. And turnovers, everybody knows statistically, are a big part of the influence of a game. But just to have your guys execute it and to take, to not go out there with a woe is me type of attitude, we're back out on the field again, but to take pride in saying, hey, that's all right, we'll get the ball back to you. That's the attitude that they seem to be taking in the huddle. They didn't seem to be, all right, hey, we're going to get this done, let's shut the door on them, let's take pride in that.
Whenever somebody like Ja'Cory's Cotton delivers a huge hit like he had in the 4th quarter on Saturday, what does that do for a defense?
All of that is, the game of football is emotions. It's, and whenever you're, playing well and you're seeing us, tapping a hat, communicating, big hits, it's like a cancer. It's contagious. It spreads around the football team. You play with more energy and more enthusiasm, and that's, part of what we're hopefully continuing to build upon and generate with this football team.
Coach, you had some good stops. Your defense did play well. Not early on, I guess, on 3rd down, as you'd like. Then they kept the offense in the game was struggling. But then what happened on that last drive?
Well, we had, it comes down to, you look at it schematically. Do we put our guys in a situation where we play a little bit too much man? You always try to evaluate that. It's a little combination of both. You know, they executed well. We didn't execute. We had a chance for a sack. We didn't close the door on the sack, which would have put them in 3rd and down and long situation. We had them in 4th down and 10, and we didn't quite make the play. Is that scheme? Is that execution on their part? You know, we're right there. We just, you know, sometimes, you know, we had a chance for the ball to go up and you know, late in the game for a pick. We don't make it. So sometimes that's just the way that, you know, the breaks happen. You build upon, you know, hey, we didn't do it. We got to improve, obviously, schematically, try to put our guys in better situations to make plays. I look at that first and foremost on what we do all the time. I tell our guys all the time, and you have to critically evaluate how hard were you concentrating, how hard were you playing. Did you have, you know, that snap was the most critical snap, and the urgency that your actions on execution tell us. And so everybody takes a hand in it, and the first one we've got to do is try to, you know, come up schematically with a way to, you know, hopefully put our guys in a better situation to make plays.
How would you assess Alan House's play this year?
Alan is, you know, he's done a great job for us moving to the outside. It's obviously a challenge. You know, he was a Mike, and now he fits kind of a little bit of a different role. You're not going to see his name maybe mentioned quite as much because that's the nature of the will position. You know, he's more of a boxer, turn the ball in, spiller, you know, spit the ball out. You know, you're not, you know, people aren't funneling the ball to you as much, but just his leadership, his knowledge of the defense, his communicating with Brian, helping Brian out, making some of the checks and calls. You know, you can't put a value on Alan House, what he's doing for this football team right now. His leadership is, you know, something that I lean on a lot just for, you know, hey, give me some feedback on, you know, are we too complicated, do you think? Is this asking too much of you guys to recognize, you know, these formations and these checks? And so I lean on Alan because I know that he understands the game, and he has a very good working knowledge of what I expect. And you know, so like I said, I can't say enough about what Alan's brought to this football team.
Statistically speaking, facing a pretty balanced attack Saturday against Rice, what's the challenge of facing a team that can get it done in the air and on the ground?
Well, you have to be disciplined. You know, that's the first thing. You have to do your job. Don't try to do too much. You know, everybody has a role, and everybody has, you know, keys and responsibilities. And when you play in a balanced football team, you have to be balanced. So, you know, hopefully we try to, you know, mix up our coverages and things, and, you know, our schemes to hopefully present them with a little bit, you know, of some problems themselves. You know, they're an experienced offensive line. I think they returned 3 starters. They got experience at the wideout. They're the guys that played a lot of football for them. So hopefully, you know, we can, you know, their quarterback, you know, we're not sure what's going to happen with him yet. He came back late in the game. Is he healthy? You know, so, you know, there's some question marks as to, you know, what they're going to present us, you know, with, you know, who's going to be under center. But obviously we have to just, you know, execute and be disciplined and, you know, be sound in what you do with teams that are balanced.
Coach, before I let you go, Daz McComb was named Defensive Player of the Week by Conference USA today.
Great.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all want to ask your questions about that. If not, I'll let Coach Duggan go.
Just talk about his journey to getting here. 3 surgeries in 4 years.
Well, Daz and I go back to when I was here before. I mean, Daz is just a great person, first and foremost. He doesn't say a whole lot. He does what he's supposed to do all the time. You never have an issue with Daz being late. He's accountable, and he makes plays. He's never going to be one of these guys that kind of draws attention to himself. You know, he's not going to look like he's explosive. He's not going to look like he's strong. But, you know, when we were here prior, I said, you know, he's just always making plays. You know, he's just one of those guys that you say, he's not fast enough, he's not big enough, he's not strong enough, but he makes plays. And that's what he did this past week. Obviously, some of those plays were pretty big in the football game.